me ask you something. Are you ready to make the greatest comeback of your life? I'm not talking about a small bounce back. I mean the kind of comeback that makes people stop and say, "How did you do that?" Here's a powerful fact you might not know. Some of the most successful people in history, people you admire, people who inspire you, didn't start out on top. In fact, they faced massive failures. But the reason we remember them isn't because of their failures. It's because of their comebacks. Their story didn't end when they hit rock bottom. It's not about where you fall. It's about how you rise. So, let me tell you right now, if you've fallen, if you've faced challenges, if you've been knocked down, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of something amazing. Your comeback starts right here, right now, and you don't have to do it alone. The truth is, life doesn't go easy on anyone. We all hit bumps in the road, moments where we feel like giving up. But guess what? The people who rise above, who defy the odds, don't do it because it's easy. They do it because they know they have more power within them than they realize. That's where the comeback begins, recognizing your power. When you fall, you feel like it's the end of the world, right? But what if I told you that your struggles are the soil that will help you grow? The pain you feel today, it's temporary, but the person you become because of it, that's forever. So I want you to believe deep in your heart that your comeback is inevitable. Let's talk about a simple concept, the phoenix. This mythical bird rises from its own ashes, stronger and more vibrant than before. But here's the catch. Before it can rise, it has to burn. The ashes represent failure, loss, and hardship. But without those ashes, the phoenix would never fly again. Just like that, the setbacks and failures you face are part of your rebirth. Each setback, each fall, doesn't mean the end. It means you're about to rise. You're about to become a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. That's the power of a comeback. It's not about just going back to where you were. It's about going beyond that. It's about leveling up. Think about a time in your life when you faced something difficult. Maybe it was a personal setback or a professional failure. What did it teach you? How did you handle it? If you're like me, you probably felt defeated at first, but looking back, those moments shaped me. They gave me the strength to push forward. You've been through it too, but now you're wiser, stronger, and more prepared for your next chapter. So, how do you actually make a comeback? I want to give you 3 key principles that will help guide you. Ready? Take notes because this is your roadmap to success. The first step to a successful comeback is changing how you see failure. You have to understand that failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a lesson. It's a chance to learn, grow, and adapt. The most important thing is to not let your failure define you. It's just a chapter, not your entire book. Look at your struggles as fuel. It's easy to feel defeated when things go wrong, but each obstacle you face is building your character. Think about it like this. If you were running a race, the only way to win is to face those obstacles head on, overcome them, and keep running. Life's challenges are those obstacles. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They talk about a comeback, but they never take action. They plan, they dream, but they don't execute. If you want your comeback to be real, you have to take small, consistent steps forward. Even if they feel insignificant, those steps add up. Momentum is key. I want you to take a second and think about the last time you felt completely defeated. Close your eyes and reflect. What did that moment teach you? What did you learn that you can apply to your life today? Comment below and share with me. How are you using your past struggles to fuel your comeback? Let me take you through a story. I remember when I hit a major roadblock in my life. I had just faced a setback that felt like the end of everything. But in that moment of struggle, I realized something crucial. This was just the beginning. I wasn't going to let this stop me. I leaned into it, and over time, I started building something better. Let's take a look at someone who embodies the spirit of a comeback. Michael Jordan. Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Let that sink in for a moment. The greatest basketball player of all time was once told he wasn't good enough. But did he give up? Number. He used that rejection to fuel his passion. He kept working, kept improving, and eventually became a 6-time NBA champion. He didn't just return to basketball. He became its legend. Another great example, Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first television job because they said she was unfit for TV. Can you imagine that? Oprah, unfit for TV. But she didn't let that define her. She came back stronger than ever and built an empire. The most important part of any comeback story is persistence. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure. It's about continuing despite it. A famous quote says, "It's not how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up." And that's the truth. Every time you fall, you've got a choice. Stay down or get back up and keep going. The most successful people in the world didn't quit when things got tough. They kept pushing forward. I want you to take a moment and think about what persistence means to you. Think about a time when you pushed through a difficult challenge and came out on the other side. How did you feel? How did that experience shape you? Comment below and let me know your thoughts. I want you to think about this moment. Right now, as you're watching this, you have the power to change your life. You've got the strength inside you to rise again, no matter how many times you've fallen. So, here's what I want you to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment, "I'm ready," if you're committed to making this comeback happen. Let's build a community of people who rise together. The greatest comebacks are not defined by how many times we fall, but by how we choose to rise. The world is waiting for your comeback, and it's going to be legendary. Keep grinding, keep excelling, and let's make this comeback one that people will talk about for years to come. You've got this. Keep going, keep grinding, keep excelling. And remember, the best comebacks start with the smallest steps. I'll see you at the top.